So it's just time for saddling. So I'm just going to put a saddle on this little horse, Chilenito. So I'm just going to ask him just to stay there. This is like he's just being ground tied. So I'm going to see if he'll just remain there while I get the saddle out. And I'm just going to put the pad on first. Make sure it's all lined up. And I just see if he can patiently wait there. Just going to push, step back one little step just to get this down nice and straight. Line that one up. Get my saddle. And I hold it there at the back. And I'm just going to sling it over all in one motion. So, a little rock like that, and then throw it over there. With a little bit of swing. Just going to make sure that the pad is all nicely arranged. So I've got an even gap between the front of the saddle and the back, like that. And the reason I tend to put it on this side, because I'm lazy and it's a little bit more convenient for me to get it out of the tack room and then just throw it on. But it also saves me going round again. So putting it on from this side tends to just help me out a little bit, because I can just undo the cinch here on the keeper, drop it down like that. And now all I've got to do is go round one time, and then I can just do it up. But also it helps me it just teaches the horse to be a bit more universal, so get used to doing things from this side all the time, rather than always doing it from the other side. So I'm just going to go around this side. Hopefully he'll just remain patiently standing there. Now I'm going to undo the strap, pull it down like this, grab the cinch, and I just post it through the ring, and then tighten it, post it through again, and then I'm just going to do it up just one or two, rather than doing it up too tight to start with, because give him a chance to just to let his air out. And I just post it through the little keeper there. That's good. Now, later on I'll do it up a few more times, a few more pins before I get on, just so that he gets a chance to breathe and let his air out. Good boy. So, now getting him used to bridle, so if I'm going to bridle him now, I spent quite a bit of time asking him to lower his head in preparation for things like bridling. So if I can get him used to lowering his head, it's going to make my life a lot easier when I'm putting on the bridle and putting on the halter. So if I just take the halter off now, and then I'm going to give you an idea of what I mean. So I really want the horse to be able to pop his own nose into the halter. So I want him to offer up his own snout to put his nose in there, and then makes it a lot easier for me. And so I haven't got him contesting putting on the halter by throwing his head up and trying to avoid it all the time. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to teach him that it's okay to have his head down low. So if I can get him to volunteer his own nose into the halter or the bridle, it makes my life an awful lot easier. And when I want to put the bridle on now, then I might leave this on. So if I've got like a horse or a young horse that is not quite used to bridling and finds it difficult, especially for the first time, or generally he might have been badly bridled at some point where the bit's been clanging on his teeth and that kind of thing, he might get used to throwing his head up. So to have more control, I might leave this on and then take it off after I put the bridle on. So I'm just going to show you how to do that now. So if I go now and just get the bridle, so I'm going to put a bit in his mouth. It's a snaffle bit, so I'm going to rest my hand over his poll and then just ask him, put my thumb in his mouth. You can see I've got the bridle away from his face so it doesn't clang onto his eye. And I'm going to tuck his ears in, push that one in. I've already got the lead, already got the reins up here out the way. Now I'll just check to make sure it's all nicely fitted, nice and comfortable. Everything looks nice and comfortable and clear. Now I'm going to show you how to take the halter off. So I undo it here. Then I've got to feed it now. We get it into his mouth like this. And then I've got to pull it now through there and just drop it out like that. So now I had control of my horse. The bridle's on, and it was quite easy to be able to remove this by just feeding the halter over the bit and drawing it back down through. That's an easy way of keeping safe, helping the horse bridle consistently, but also making sure you've got plenty of control. Good boy. So I'm just moving him around a little bit now. And now it's an opportunity for me now just to tighten this up a little bit now he's let some air out. So I just lift this, do this up a few little. Just needed to do it up one more. And then I'll just pull that down just to tense it all up again and pull that down like that. And then we're good to go. Good lad. Everybody. So now I'm just going to take the saddle off. So I'll just put the stirrup up there out of the way, clear it out of the way, pull this out of the keeper, and then take the latigo out of take the pin out of the latigo strap. Then I'm going to loosen it here, pull it out of the cinch, just pull it out of the cinch there, out of the buckle. Now I'm going to pull it down so far, probably about a foot. Then I'm going to bend it back and through the ring. And then I'm going to put it through, keeping it like a bow. So I've got two pieces here, like two loops. Put them together. And I'm going to bring the tail back round like I'm tying a tie. Pop it back through the ring, and I pop it down through the space like I'm tying up a tie. And that keeps it all nice and tidy for next time. Then I just go around the back. And my cinch, the saddle's got like another little keeper this side. Sometimes they're here, but on this saddle it's here. So I just pop that through the gap, find the pin, locate the pin into the keeper, like that. And that's all nice and tidy to take off now. So we'll take that off. That's how you take the saddle off.